Welcome back. The Penn State Nittany Lions are back to practice, and John Stroh stopped by.
Penn State opened spring practice recently for its second season under head coach Bill O'Brien, and the ESPN National Coach of the Year was anxious to get back on the field.
Well, I'm just excited to be off of the banquet circuit and back on the field coaching.
And while O'Brien's had his fill of rubber chickens this winter, he's more than ready to feast on the intrigue that surrounds the 2013 Nittany Lions.
You know, personally, I'm looking forward to watching the quarterbacks, how they progress every day. I'm looking forward to watching the defense, how they progress every day with different things that they might be trying. I'm looking forward to watching all the different position battles at running back and tight end and, you know, defensive line and linebacker. So, you know, just all the different things that go into the competition of the football team.
The intrigue for O'Brien and Nittany Lions fans is no greater than a quarterback, where sophomore Stephen Bench, who impressed in very limited action last season, is expected to battle JUCO transfer Tyler Ferguson. And O'Brien intends to let the battle play out on the field.
With this position battle, we're going to let it play out. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're going to have to obviously name a starter. You know, I'm not into alternating quarterbacks. I'm not saying that we'll never do that, but not really a big believer in that right now. So, you know, we'll let this thing play out and go into training camp, and we'll see what happens. But these are young guys that are very talented guys, and it'll be fun to coach them and watch them progress.
The Lions have holes to fill in the linebacking core with the losses of Michael Motti and Gerald Hodges to graduation. And O'Brien is anxious to see a new trio of Nittany Lion linebackers.
I'm looking forward to watching Hull, Carson, and Wortman play together. You know, all three of those guys have had excellent off seasons. Glenn Carson and Mike Hull have really worked hard. They're leaders on this football team. They're tough guys, good players. And then Naeem, you know, I think he worked very hard this offseason, and we're looking forward to seeing what he can do.
It's a simple fact that Penn State has lost a ton of leadership from last year's team, but O'Brien doesn't see it as a concern.
I wouldn't say it's a concern. I think it's more that every year is different, and so there's definitely a group of guys from last year's team that played a lot of football for us. John Urschel, Carson, Adrian Amos, that certainly have leadership ability and were part of that leadership team last year. So now it's time for some of those younger guys to have a good spring practice and work hard and help us in that role too. So we'll see how that develops.
With position battles on both sides of the ball, this year's blue-white game should prove to be very interesting. For the center of it all, I'm John Stroh.
Thanks, John. The blue-white game kicks off on April 20th. The game is free, so let's go and support the team. March is known as MS Awareness Month. I sat down with the multiple sclerosis community outreach specialists in Center County to discuss their next fundraiser. Multiple sclerosis is a disease that affects many people in our society. Sometimes they don't even know that they have it. So what exactly is multiple sclerosis?
Multiple sclerosis is a often debilitating disease of the central nervous system. My immune system, those of us with MS, our immune systems attack nerve fiber on the brain and spinal column. Anywhere the attack is determines what kind of symptoms we experience. Sometimes it affects our vision, sometimes it affects our walking, sometimes it blurs our vision, sometimes it makes us completely blind, depending on how severe the attack is.
MS is still a mystery to the medical field. Researchers continue to look for a cause and its end. It's a disease that is random at times and can also go into remission.
The National MS Society does a wonderful job in helping those of us with MS to create and manage our lives. The goal is to make us live as successfully as we can.
The only things doctors can currently do is slow down the process. In order to understand this disease more, the MS chapter in Central PA puts on a lot of fundraisers to raise money. The signature event is the Walk MS.
In Central PA, we have 11 different sites. In State College, our site is going to be held at Medler Field, Lobrana Park, on Sunday, May 19th.
If you can't make it that day but still want to help, you can sign up for their virtual walker program.
They can go into our Walk MS site and then they can register as a virtual walker, set up a personal page, and then they can direct people to go to the personal page and then donate in their name for the Walk MS. So, and we do have a lot of virtual walkers.
If you yourself are diagnosed with MS or know someone that is, Karen offers some advice.
Please, call the National MS Society Central PA chapter, 1-800-227-2108. We're here to help. We have everything that you need to help you with understanding a new diagnosis.
MS kills connections from the brain to the person's abilities, but connection also heals MS.
Because being connected to you, being connected to the people that we serve, getting the word out, raising MS awareness, that's what keeps us going. So, that's our big push. I mean, the goal is to not let anyone feel alone in dealing with the disease.
To volunteer or to learn more about MS, call their Central PA chapter at 1-800-227-2108 or visit www.walkmspack.org. We have to take a break, but when we return, Mel cooks up a delicious pizza pie.